You're watching TelecomTV's exclusive video coverage of the MEF annual members meeting from Vancouver. And I'm joined now by Nan Chen, who is the president of the MEF. Nan, good to talk to you again. MEF's been going for quite some time now, about 15 years. What would you say today are the main challenges that the MEF and its members have to face?
The main challenges, as you know, majority of our membership, which is service providers around the world. What service providers are facing today is how to grow their revenue, how to be able to provide new services to their end customer, which is mostly enterprise customers. And what MEF is doing is really helping them, giving them tool, define the standards, and giving them the tool to be able to provide that extra revenue opportunities to overcome those challenges.
So how does your long-standing work on carrier Ethernet, how does that evolve into the model you're describing as the third network?
That's a really good question. I can take you back to the beginning when MEF first started to define Ethernet services. That was back in the first release, CE2, we call them CE 1.0, is released in 2005. And 2005, at that particular time, the overall revenue is very little. And 2012, just give you a sense of growth, carrier Ethernet's bandwidth, total business bandwidth, has surpassed all the legacy data bandwidths combined. It's pretty phenomenal growth. And projected in 2018, it will be 75% the global bandwidth. So it's really huge. And with that kind of growth, we still have challenges in terms of delivering that services on time, first of all. Secondly, is not dynamic in nature. So what we're doing today, when we say the third network, which is really to combine the internet, has the ubiquity, and as well as the overall agility, with the carrier Ethernet characteristic, which is a performance as well as security. And we're trying to take the best of the both worlds, deliver a new set of services, which is agile, assured, that means performance and security, and orchestrated across multiple carriers. And the key enabler to do that is what we call it Lifecycle Service Orchestration, LSO.
So this orchestration has a few meanings. This is more than simple orchestration we might have seen recently with maybe SDN. This encompasses more, doesn't it? More of the whole network.
Yeah, I think the general orchestration a lot of times get overused. In our situation, what we're really saying is a lifecycle service orchestration. What that means is we do end-to-end management from cradle to grave, if you would, for any connectivity services end-to-end. That including fulfillment, that including control, that including performance, that including analytics, security, policy. There's 8 different functions in that, so we'll manage it end-to-end. As related to SDN or NFV, the entire industry gravitate towards LSO, was sitting on top of SDN controllers, as well as the overall manual, which is a part of the NFV architecture, to be able to guarantee or actually provide the services end-to-end. So we actually be able to abstract a lot of the complexity to provide services above us, which is applications, could be portals, could be the APIs other service provider could use.
Oh, I see. So, as you said there, the APIs, opening it up, that's going to be a crucial component.
Absolutely. And APIs is where I think a lot of the automations, especially between the different service providers. Today, you see a few providers, and maybe a handful of providers around the world, that actually deliver dynamic services. But the challenge there is, you don't really have all the customers on your own network. And when you go off net, that could be 30, 40 days before you get the customer connected. Doesn't matter how fast you can do within your network. You have to be able to provide that network, end to end. So the APIs among all the providers standardized will be very useful and provide the end-to-end services quickly.
So what stage are you at with this work? What's the time scale? How is this going to evolve and appear?
Yeah, so we launched and we call it Third Network Vision last September. We have already made a lot of progress. I think industry really, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well the industry accept that. Even though people may argue how that's going to be deployed, but in general, I think it's a very positive. In fact, we did a survey, 65% of our service provider members, and saying the LSO is a kind of way in the future to really helping them to transition their service delivering and new service offerings. In addition, we saw the first report coming out of Reno report saying the LSO market, which break up in two. One is a native market, the other is replacing OSS market, reaching $2.7 billion by 2019. So it's really is a momentum within the industry. And then also on the technical work side, we work with other SDOs. We launched the program called Unite, which is get all the SDOs work together to different pieces to deliver the Third Network Vision. And obviously we're working on the LSO part.
That sounds like a huge challenge, getting all those SDOs together to agree on a common set.
Yeah, it is. However, I've been in the industry for a while. I think this is actually the first time I see the willingness and eagerness among all the SDLs trying to work together. I really do think that there's an underlying momentum. Everybody knows that can't do it all, and it has to be worked together to make it happen.
And how important are proofs of concept? Because we've got Gen 15 coming up in November in Dallas. I'm sure we're going to see quite a few more POCs there than we have in previous years.
Yes. In fact, we have an overwhelming number of people wanted to do. In fact, over 30 companies is going to be showcased in 14 different demonstrations, and primarily associated with the LSO as well as the Third Network, deliver dynamic and agile services. So it'll be exciting.
So what else are you looking forward to at Gen 15 in November?
And there's quite a few things. We're planning on, first of all, we have a set of world-class speakers. They're coming from all over the world, and primarily from our service provider community, obviously our vendor community as well as software, plus all the enterprises that start coming. I'm looking forward to it. And one of the things about Gen 15 is different than most of conferences around the world is that the service providers actually are putting the money where the mouth is, where they actually come in and sponsor. In fact, the host sponsor is AT&T, and then you have platinum sponsors, all service providers, Verizon, Comcast, Cox, and PCCW Global. So you really see the service providers really stepping up, really helping making this conference success, because they recognize this is an incredible venue to actually get their customer in and to actually deliver the services and educate them on the new services that potential LSO and Third Network could really produce for them.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing it in November.
Yeah.
Nan Chen, for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.